disrespect, forgive me. That devil must have put her in that red dress just to kill me. I'd go through hell and back just to get her back again. In your name, amen. 'Cause this ain't no take my heart to the riverbank. She ain't no memory I can just wash away. 'Cause I've been trying to get to getting over her, and if I'm ever gonna get there, it's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. A whole lot more than a prayer. A whole lot more than a prayer. And I know you heal the blind, but I don't think that's gonna work this time. 'Cause this ain't no take my heart to the riverbank. She ain't no memory I can just wash away. 'Cause I've been trying to get to getting over her, and if I'm ever gonna get there, it's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. It's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. Stumble in the door, 3:15. Drink a little more, but it's not what I need. Aching in my head, guilty in my chest, and this ain't who I wanna be. I owe it to my mama who raised me in the choir and told me that I was a son. I run from the Father, end up working harder.
Y'all, we are on, I guess, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, and we're here for album release party. We're going to give it a few minutes and let people come trickling in. And just to let you know, here behind the scenes, we've got a whole team around us putting this together. Thank y'all so much. But it's still very, very awkward because there's about 6 people in the room, and I'm talking to a lot of you online, and y'all can't say anything back to me. I can't see all of the comments, but I appreciate y'all being here, and this is going to be the most laid-back yet still pretty awkward on this end of things show that we've done before, but I'm excited because it is release week for my debut album, Devil in a Prayer. I'm just extremely excited, and no one is cheering here, but I'm cheering in my heart, and I can hear you through the phones and through the cameras. I don't know which one it's on, if it's bouncing back and forth. Are y'all just switching at y'all's heart's content? I love that. I'm getting nods. So y'all, listen, I'm so glad to be here, and I've got a screen that I'm reading with some things to remind me of things to say because I'm speechless this week, and it is hard to remember to list everything that I have to be thankful for. It's a huge week. Been waiting a long time for my debut album to be out. Hopefully my wife and my mother and my in-laws, hopefully they're all watching right now. I think they were going to try to at home, but you never know with technology. But they're back at the house, and I've got an amazing team around me. I got my best friends that have been touring with me for how long now? 6 years? Dan was with me first when we used to do duo acoustic things all the way back in 2017, 2018. Eric came along in 2019 and now does about a dozen jobs on the road, but he's also my favorite golfing buddy, and we're just best friends, and I'm lucky that I get to go on the road with these people. And we're going to play some songs and answer some questions that we got beforehand. I hope all of you got to see some of our stories out there asking for questions to come in so I could cheat and read them ahead of time and pretend that I answered them off the top of my head, and which a couple of them I think I still will because they were kind of hard to come up with the exact answer for us. I'm just going to kind of let the heart speak. But I'm glad to be here. Do we think we've been live long enough to try a song? We got enough people in here? I'm getting some nods, so I just want to tell you, this is my debut album, Devil in a Prayer, and the way this started was a little song called Devil You Know. We put it on social media in January of 24 of last year, and it took on a life of its own. We had every intention of putting it up and then putting up a song called More Than a Prayer and releasing them together and just having this kind of two-sided single. But since Devil You Know was kind of showing its own life, we decided to let it go by itself. And up to now, I think it's been streamed about 350 million times worldwide, which is unbelievable, and we will get to that song. But that's where the name of the album came from, was originating with those two songs. We call them Devil and Prayer, affectionately here, and whenever we're talking about set lists and all. So we're going to start with Prayer. You know it as More Than a Prayer, and I'm pretty excited because we don't get to do these stripped acoustic versions of these songs very often. And that is kind of like my half I'm excited, half excuse for if we mess it up, that we don't do this often. But we're having a good time, y'all. And listen, again, thank y'all so much for coming in here and watching us. And we're going to play y'all some songs. And this song is called More Than a Prayer. Jesus, Jesus, yeah, she really done a number on me. Tore me to pieces, got me feeling some new kind of lonely. Yeah, I believe her hazel greens are always gonna haunt me. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. Now I know you heal the blind, turn water into wine. No miracle of yours is gonna work this time, 'cause this ain't no take my heart to the riverbank. She ain't no memory I can just wash away, 'cause I've been trying to getting over her, and if I'm ever gonna get there, it's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. Jesus, Jesus, I don't mean no disrespect, forgive me. That devil monster put her in that red dress just to kill me. I'd go through hell and back just to get her back again. In your name, amen. This ain't no take my heart to the riverbank. She ain't no memory I can just wash away, 'cause I've been trying to getting over her, and if I'm ever gonna get there, it's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. Gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. Now I know you heal the blind. Now I know you heal the blind. Now I know you heal the blind. But I don't think that's gonna work this time. Come on. Bank. She ain't no memory I can just wash away, 'cause I've been trying to getting over her, and if I'm ever gonna get there, it's gonna take a whole lot more than a prayer. Couple people clapping in here. I love that. Helps it feel live, because it is live. Y'all, thank y'all for coming in here. If you're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, I'm sweating a little bit because I was a little nervous. We don't get to do these versions of this song very often, and I was slightly panicking the whole time. I hope that didn't come through on social media and all. I'm getting laughed at here. You got some thumbs up? We get some good comments there. It's kind of weird. I definitely was not prepared. I should have had something where I could read y'all's comments. Listen, thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out, y'all. That was More Than a Prayer, and I mentioned before the song that was one of the two original songs that I guess you could say are quote-unquote title tracks to the album, because it's called Devil and a Prayer. The other song we'll get to in a little bit and play for you, but Yeah, I want to just thank y'all for allowing this process to happen, and just thank y'all for hanging around for so long. I keep looking up like there's fans to look at, and there kind of is. I think Matt and Reed back there, my management, I think they're fans a little bit, y'all. But listen, I can't say thank you enough. I was literally sitting side stage trying to work on a thank you note that I was supposed to do for the last 3 or 4 weeks or more. It's just hard to find the words to thank so many people that work with me or at home, and family, my wife and parents, and that have just dog sitters. I mean, every little thing that goes into having a career like this and making it possible. And fans, obviously, number one. So thank you. And I'm going to say that a million times in the next 30 minutes that I probably turn into 45 because I'm long-winded. But I think we did get some questions from y'all. So I'd like to go ahead and do one of those if that's all right. So let's see. We've got a few questions that I'm looking at here. And the first question is, do you have any songwriting advice? And I want to tell kind of a funny story. To me, it's funny just because how the world works. It's kind of crazy, coincidental, and there's so many full circle moments in a career like this. But when I was about 18 years old, I put a cover on YouTube of a song called "You're the Reason I Come Home" by an artist named Ron Pope. And he messaged me on YouTube, and he said, "Hey, man, this is the best cover of mine that I've seen." And 20 years later, I hope that's still the truth, or 15 years later, however long it's been. And he got to talk to me a little bit, and he was going to give me some advice on songwriting. And something he said to me was so simple. He's like, take in as much as you can, whether that's reading as much as you can or listen to as many types of music as you can. And he probably doesn't know this, but I've had that in the back of my mind for many years now. And I try to read a lot. I try to listen to many different genres of music. Dan here, along with Eric, we're all fans of different types of music, so it's cool for them to tell me about the music they like, and then I go listen to it, and I learn more as a songwriter by doing that. And I think that's the biggest thing I can say. I'm not sure who asked this question, but I hope if you're an aspiring songwriter that you take that to heart and you just try to take in as much content and as much writing by other people as you can, because it will definitely broaden your horizons and help you to get outside of your own comfort zone. And I think that's a huge piece of advice that I got a long, long time ago from Ron Pope. And the funny full circle moment of this is about 3 months ago, we were in the UK, and I saw Ron Pope in the airport in London, of all places. We both live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I saw him in the airport, and I stopped him and said, "Hey, man, I've been a big fan for a long time." And now for the last 3 months, we kind of text and tell each other about our careers and how things are going. It's kind of been, it's really cool. Such a great guy. I hope y'all check his music out as well. Again, his name's Ron Pope. And if you're watching by chance, thank you, Ron, for some great advice that I've held on to for many years. We're going to move on with that to one of the songs on the album. I didn't write every song on this album. It was a huge adventure going out there and listening to hundreds of songs by outside songwriters. But one that I did write with some good friends of mine, it's called God and Guns N' Roses, and the easiest way to tell you about this song is it's just a meet cute kind of story, and we all have a story about how we met our significant other, and music can be a big thing that brings people together in different ways, and sometimes it's even just being a fan of the same band. And with this song, it has to be Guns N' Roses, and so we're going to play this song again. It's called God and Guns N' Roses. She was sitting at a full top with a few of her friends, working off the work week, a couple drinks in. That jukebox dime finally hit Paradise City. She was screaming every word like it was 87. Oh. She called me lucky and laughed and sing along too. She just smiled and spun across the room, made a beeline for the dance floor, pulling me by the hand, telling anyone who listened this is my favorite band, saying, "Oh, oh, oh, sweet child of mine's all right. Have you heard? Don't cry." Whoa, 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 she knew every B-side, and I just sat and let her talk all night. Thank the whiskey for the tipsy dance she gave me.
her daddy wore out that two-side tape. That 81 Bronco had seen its better days. Then made it 200 miles. We got a couple seats, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door in the nosebleed. Screaming like it was 87. That's when she said, whoa, 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 sweet child of mine's all right. Have you heard? Don't cry. Whoa, 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 she knew every B-side, and I just sat and let her talk all night. Thanked the whiskey for the tips and dance she gave me. Back a couple lucky strikes, left my lucky streak. Thank the barkeep for keeping that patty on roll. Yeah, I could keep going. Thank God, and Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Child of mine's all right, but have you heard? Don't cry. Whoa, 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 she knew every B-side, and I just sat and let her talk all night. Thank the whiskey for the tips and dance she gave me. Thank a couple lucky strikes, left my lucky streak. Thank the barkeep for keeping that patty on roll. Yeah, I could keep going. Thank God, and Guns N' Roses. Thank you. Yeah, this is fun. I lost a little bit of my vocal in my ears here. I hope they didn't lose it out there in streaming world. I don't have anything in my ears. Can y'all hear me?
No.
Okay. So we went on with it, and we kept playing the song. We good on there? Okay, that's all that matters. I can hear myself. I can hear y'all. But again, let's move on to question 2. Thank y'all so much for coming in here and listening to us play some songs live from my debut album, Devil in a Prayer. I should be a host for a living, y'all. I'm loving this. But the second song, if you can hear me, you can still hear me? Okay. The second song is, what is your favorite song to play live? And what is the most challenging song to play live? Woo. I kind of expected the first part of that question to be one of the questions, but the second one is hard. I'm going to go ahead and say my favorite song to play live off of this album, which we'll play it here in a few minutes, but is Right on Track. It's a song that's just about knowing that you can't compare yourself to the people around you. Listen, y'all, I put my first song out in June of 2017, I believe it was, a song called Little Red Wine. And now we're putting out debut album this many years later. And I've learned over the years that you definitely cannot compare yourself to the people around you. I mean, whether it be your best friends or your arch nemesis at work or whatever it is, y'all, you can't compare yourself to other people because everybody has a different path. They have theirs and you have yours. You can't swap. You can't have their path. They can't have yours. And you just have to put your best foot forward and try to move forward every single day. And if you're out there right now and you're watching this and you're 19, 20, 21 years old and you're not sure what your major is, or if you're 25 and not sure what your career is, I'm just telling you that you can't look around at others and compare yourself. You're right where you're supposed to be. And so that's my favorite song to play live, and we will play it in a little bit, and it's called Right on Track. That's for the most challenging song to play live. That's a hard one. So
this year, and this is going to get a little musical on the most base level I can, because these guys will listen to me, and it is not anything extreme or anything too hard musically. But I play a guitar that's called a baritone guitar. So this guitar here will be in what's called E standard if it's tuned normally to what a guitar is tuned to. And I play an electric guitar that is as if this guitar was 5 frets longer and I'm playing down here. And so every song we play and he tells me a key, I play it completely different on that guitar, and it blows my mind every single time. Somebody says, hey, what key are we in? I was like, man, I don't know. I'm playing a baritone guitar with a capo. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just play. I learn the song, and I play from there. So there's a lot of challenging songs, but any song that I've had to play anything more than first position chords on that guitar, it's been really hard. I feel like I've gotten better at it, but it's a difficult instrument to play, even though it's pretty much the same as a guitar, just playing it different than I ever have. And so that's the best way I can put it. There's a lot of them that are hard. Playing More Than a Prayer is one specifically that I play on the baritone, and the first few times we did it, it was so different from playing a normal guitar. It was pretty difficult. But that being said, y'all, we're going to move on to another song here. I'm pretty excited. We've got this song. It's the focus track on the album when it comes out this Friday, and it's a duet with an artist named Caitlin Butts. If you don't know Caitlin Butts, when this live stream is over, please go and look her up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, and listen to her music. She's so talented. She's on this year's Grand Ole Opry Next stage, which means that people that know exactly what they're talking about are looking directly at her, and they do that for a reason because she's so incredibly talented. And I'm so blessed to have her on this song. And we're going to try an acoustic version of this one, which it's got me nervous again, y'all. But this song is called Might Be Dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're a little like Bonnie and Clyde. Pedal down definition of a ride or die. Words fly like bullets, tears fall like rain. There's a whole lot of lightning in the love we make, but I've never felt more like, 'cause we might be dangerous, wilder than a wildfire, and every time we touch, baby, we're walking that wire. Somebody's bound to fall, somebody's bound to break. That's how it always ends up. Your love might kill me, but that's what I love about us. 'Cause we might be dangerous, dangerous. We're a lot like Jack and Rose. When the ship's going down, we won't let go. So wrong for each other, we might be right. Yeah, we're trouble, baby, you and I, and we might be dangerous, wilder than a wildfire, and every time we touch, baby, we're walking that wire. Somebody's bound to fall, somebody's bound to break. That's how it always ends up. Your love might kill me, and that's what I love about us. 'Cause we might be dangerous, dangerous. I'll be the gas, I'll be the lighter. May we make it out alive, 'cause we might be dangerous, wilder than a wildfire, and every time we touch, baby, we're walking that wire. Somebody's bound to fall, somebody's bound to break. That's how it always ends up. Your love might kill me, and that's what I love about us. Oh, your love might kill me, and that's what I love about us. We might be dangerous, Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. Listen, I'm going to say again, thank you all so much for coming in. This is our live stream for my debut album, Devil in a Prayer. It comes out Thursday night at midnight Eastern time. I just could not be more excited. I hope you've went out there and you've pre-saved. I think we're at 27,000 plus pre-saves already, which is absolutely insane that many of you want to hear this album as soon as you can. God, I thank you so much. If you haven't done that, go do that. Let's see how high we can get that number before Thursday night at midnight Eastern time. Y'all, that song is called Might Be Dangerous. Caitlin Butts is on it again. Also, go check out Caitlin Butts when you get out of here. Thank you guys around me putting this together. I've got such an amazing team around us with cameras and the sound. It's all sounding amazing. I got my voice back in my ears halfway through that song, and I think I grinned like a jackass a little bit when I got my voice back. But thank you all so much. Another question that we have up on the board here is, what's the best thing you've learned from an artist that you've opened for? And that's one of those, and I hope this isn't a cop-out answer, but it's so hard to find like this super individual thing. But it's been really cool over the years to open for artists because we've been so blessed that we've had all good experiences. There's been so many amazing crews, amazing bands, amazing artists, that crews that their corresponding crew member with my crew will take them under their wing, and everybody learns something on every tour, until where I feel like I have the best crew out there. And it's because of things like that, being with crews that know what they're doing and knowing that it's hard to be the new guy and it's hard to be the lowest guy on the totem pole when you're on tour. And people taking care of us has been an amazing thing. I've watched artists live shows, and playing live is my favorite part of this whole thing. And getting to go out to front of house or sneak out there after our set and watch a live show and just learn how other people do it. You know, creating a live show is my favorite thing to do, but to watch how other people think through how to combine their songs, how to build a set list, which kind of is a good segue into this album, because I watch other people build a live show, and the way we've built live shows over the years is you're trying to build these pillars of emotion and these moments around certain songs. When you open for artists that have multiple number one hits, you know, they've got a lot of moments they have to build into a show. You know, there's a lot of songs they have to get to, you know, satisfy the crowd and to really appease fans, and they're the most important people there. So watching how other artists do that and how they build moments in shows. And as I've learned to do that, that's what we did with this album. If you know, see the Easter egg of when you buy a physical copy of the CD, if you look on the back, it's pretty much a handwritten set. It's in my handwriting. And it's the same way I would write down a set list for a show, and it's how I built this track list for this album. I wanted it to have pillars of emotion and to build moments around songs that I felt deserved a moment. And not that every song doesn't, but there's certain songs that depict certain emotions that just deserve to be noticed. And if you can build a moment leading up to a song and then coming out of that song that keeps people's attention all the way up to the next big moment, that's really hard to do for a live show, and it's probably even harder to do when you're just in your car listening to music. And that's what we tried to do with this album, down to the point where there's even acoustic songs in the middle of the album. And that is our other question here, ask, what does B stage mean? And if you see 4 of the songs on the album has B stage in parentheses, and that just means at a live show you might see, quote unquote, a B stage section where it's broken down and songs are played unplugged and acoustic. And that's what that means, and I wanted this to have that just like our live show would have. So halfway through the album, you're going to get 4 songs that are acoustic, unplugged versions of the songs, and I really hope you enjoy that, and I hope you feel like you're watching a live show when you get the chance to listen top to bottom of this album. That being said, y'all, I answered earlier my favorite live song, and it's a song called Right on Track. Listen, one second. A song called Right on Track, you guys. And I mentioned earlier I started this, but I like to do this speech every show because it's very true. If you're out there and you're at a certain age and you're looking around at your best friends and they're to a certain point in their life or there's a certain point in their career, it's really hard not to look at them and think, why am I not that far along? And that's one of the main things over the last 7-8 years that I've learned you cannot do. It really will steal your joy away from where you are at that moment, and you don't appreciate yourself as much as you should if you're comparing yourself to other people. So, you know, I like to say, if you're 21 and don't know your major, if you're 25 and don't have that dream career, but your best friend does, you know, right next to you that you talk to every day, that can be difficult. If you're 30 and not sure if you should get married, or if you're 35 and you are married but not sure if you should have kids or not, And there's moments where it feels like it's too late to take steps in your life. But I promise you're right where you're supposed to be. If you're 48 and you found a brand new career and you're starting all over, that none of that matters so long as you live in the moment and know that you're right where you're supposed to be. And that's what this song's about. This one actually came out a couple weeks ago, and it's called Right on Track. And like I said before, this is my favorite song to play live. It builds such an emotional moment around it, and I tried to do that with the album as well. But I hope you guys enjoy it. They sit you down at 17. Where you going, what you gonna be, and all you want is a straightaway and an old fastback. 19 and a new tattoo. Mom and dad say you gotta move, so you hit the road and grow your hair long in the back. You're right on the track. 21 with a few roommates, splitting rent so the bills get paid, with a little left for some shoebox smoke and an old six-pack. 23 and you're on the run, living life like a smoking gun, and 30's looking like I'll never live to see that. You're right on track. When it's all going to hell, like the train's about to crash, running off the rails, just keep your foot down on the gas. When you find a road that you don't know, boy, just don't look back. Ain't no right turn in the rear view, no future in the past. And right when a little bit of luck finds you right where you're at. Oh, you're a couple months off 28, being told to act your age, but you ramble on, 'cause where's the fun in that? 31 and all your friends are settled down with a couple kids, but you say that ain't for you through half the lap. You're right on track. When it's all going to hell, like the train's about to crash, running off the rails, just keep your foot down on the gas. When you find a road that you don't know, boy, just don't look back. Ain't no right turn in the rear view, no future in the past. You're right when a little bit of luck finds you right where you're at. Oh, you're right on track. 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 We're lost but ain't lost hope. Oh, and it's don't look back. Ain't no right turn in the rear view, ain't no future in the past. You're right on track. You're right on track. You're right on track. That's definitely my favorite song to play live right now. That definitely changes all the time as well, but right now that's it, y'all. We build this kind of moment around it leading up to it, and then we go out from there with a cover and to Devil You Know, and the crowd's pretty hyped throughout the last few songs of the show, and it's really fun. I hope you get to come to a live show soon if you're out there right now. I just realized I've spent the last 30, 45 minutes looking between two cameras instead of at one or the other, but hopefully that's all right. Hopefully, I imagine that camera thought I was looking at that one, and that camera thought I was looking at that one. But listen, thank y'all so much for coming into this live, y'all. My debut album comes out this Friday. It comes out Thursday night at midnight Eastern. Devil in a Prayer. I'm just beyond words. I'm speechless for 27,000 plus pre-saves, and I don't know how many pre-orders, and we're just excited. And thank you so much for coming into our live and letting us play some songs for you and tell you a little bit about the album. Again, I mentioned that we really wanted this album to feel like a live show top to bottom. And so I hope you go pick up the physical copy so you can see on the back how we would have made it more like a live show with the B stage. And there's even an encore, the last two songs. I won't give that away just yet. I think you can go online and see what that is. But thank you so much. This all started almost 2 years ago, going into pitch meetings where we listened to songs written by the amazing songwriters here in Nashville. I've written hundreds of songs myself, and a lot of them are on this album, but we wanted to go in there and, really make sure that the best song won, and I think that's the most important thing. And I listened to hundreds of songs by other songwriters, and it was really hard to figure out what songs I could cut that I didn't write, but I could make my own with production and with the help of Sam Martinez, producer on this album. He's amazing, and we really helped me become the artist that I am. He really helped me through this album, and listening to other songs written by other artists and hearing a song and thinking that is me, even though I wasn't in the room when it was written. I think that's a great moment, and that showcases how good the writers are in this town and in this industry. And that all started with a song called Devil You Know. I listened to Devil You Know and More Than a Prayer in the same pitch meeting and picked these two songs, and Devil You Know was the first one I wanted to put out to the world. And I went in and sang on the existing demo of the song, and that is what became what you hear all the time now, which I've streamed 350 million times and made my first platinum song. I can't thank y'all enough, and I hope y'all continue to listen to every song on this record, and I'm speechless. But we're going to play this song for you, and I hope y'all have a good night, and I love y'all, and I'm going to stop talking before I start crying. This song is called Devil You Know. Here on the Bible, I'm a decent man. No, I ain't perfect, but I'm learning how to be the best I can. And I got demons collecting dust, and I buried them so damn far down so they can't find their way back up. So don't mistake my kindness for weakness, 'cause I can flip that switch and you can find out quick. There's a hell on the other side you ain't met yet, tread real light. Dare you to light that fuse, 'cause I can be a loose cannon. Cross the line and I'll call you bluff. Promise when push come to shove, you don't want that smoke. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Don't know the devil you don't. Don't pull the trigger and try your luck. If you shoot your shot, better pray to God that I don't get my ass back up, 'cause you won't get your ass back up. There's a hell on the other side you ain't met yet, tread real light. Dare you to light that fuse, 'cause I can be a loose cannon. Cross the line and I'll call you bluff. Promise when push come to shove that you don't want that smoke. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Don't know the devil you don't. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, 'cause I can flip that switch and you can find out quick. There's a hell on the other side you ain't met yet, tread real light. Dare you to light that fuse, 'cause I can be a loose cannon. Cross the line and I'll call you bluff. Promise when push come to shove that you don't want that smoke. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. whoa. Don't know the devil you don't. Thank you guys so much, y'all. This is Devil in a Prayer. Comes out Thursday night at midnight Eastern time. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Yeah.
Yay.
I can't believe I didn't look at these cameras until like the very end. I was looking through there. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, there's one up top.
Well, that was good. I felt like.
I could turn around now, for it's too late. Guess I really ain't gone till she's away. Moon's full and the gas is at half a tank. Midnight reckon I've got a choice to make. Wouldn't be the first time that I went running. Runs in my bloodline to run from something. Stay here with her or stay in my lane. Midnight reckon I've got a choice to make. Right now I'm headlights shining, eyes wide, white knuckles on the wheel. Right now I'm left foot flying, trying not to take the devil's deal. Now will I make the sunrise sometime before I lose my nerve? Guess the only question left is who's gonna break first, me or the dawn? Bet she's probably reaching out in her sleep while I'm running 80 through some bad dream. Part of me is wishing I was back in those sheets, but this heartbreak habit's still part of me. Little does she know I'm on borrowed time.